So we are going to make an origami crane today. This is a Japanese tradition and it's one of the best known designs of origami. And in many parts of Asia, the crane is sacred and legendary for many reasons. And so I want to honor that origin of the culture as we learn to do a crane in the art of origami. I say art, I'm not an expert, but we'll do what we can. You can see, you can buy lots of fancy paper that is specifically for origami. I have a piece here that's white on one side and colored on the other for ease of visuals so that you can see where the folds are a little more clearly. You can use any square piece of paper, really. Smoother is better and not too heavy. This is 6 by 6 inches and that's what we'll be using today. So you want to make sure it's perfectly square. For step 1, fold in half in a triangle, making sure the edges are aligned. You'll see I might not have everything absolutely perfect. As I say, not an expert, but it's a fun thing to learn and create. And then the other side, another triangle. So what this gives you is a square piece of paper with lines forming a quadrant right across the center point. So we're going to go back to that half triangle, and then we did that so that we've got nice, strong, crisp creases, which is important for the design. Already I'm out of my goal for perfection, so not going to worry too much about that. At this point, we're going to hold down one half of our folded triangle and use the pocket of the other half to push down flat and make a diamond shape, just like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So we've got our crease here in the middle, which makes it a little easier to form this pocket again. Make sure these folds are touching to create that diamond shape, nice and crisp. And we can move on to the next step. From here, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to this middle crease, and you'll fold just the top layer. See how I'm holding the bottom layer down? The top layer is going to align the outer edge with that center crease, just like that. And see how it's just the top layer. A lot of these steps you'll see will do folds on one side and then flip it over and do folds on the other side. So I'm going to do this here as well, just like that. Oh, and then I'm going to fix that bottom point because I did not do a very nice job of demonstrating how to get that middle fold. As I say, perfection is probably the goal for mastering the art, but we're just in it for the fun. So you've got those two folds that are meeting at the middle crease, and then again we want to make a crease here that we're going to use in a minute by folding that top point down and then actually unfold it again, because you're just going to use that fold right there in a following step. Like I said, oftentimes in this art, we're gonna fold it, turn it over and do it on this other side exactly in the same way. So again, those outer edges meet up at the center crease and it's looking very much like a kite. Just like that. And then again, we're gonna take the top point, fold it down, and then release that fold. Now this is a step that on paper is a little bit hard to understand, So I will talk through it as I do this next step. We're going to unfold, and then with just that top layer, as you can see, we'll take that bottom point upwards and then press these sides in to make a long diamond shape, just like that. And make sure those creases are nice and sharp. Again, same thing on the other side. We'll unfold our kite, lift just the top layer so the point goes up, but this is where we're using that fold again. See how that's creating what I need to fold the edges inward, just like that. Feel free to rewind if you want to see that again. But again, here, that fold that we made a minute ago is pretty essential to that step. So now, this is similar to a step that we did before, where we're taking just the top layer and once again folding this outer edge just to the center line. Just like that. And then on the other side, doing the same thing, like so. And again, turning it over to repeat. That outer edge folds to the center on both sides, just like that. So now, this next step, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can flip one side over to the other, like flipping the pages of a book, and then turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. I think this kind of looks like a fox face. Or you can achieve the same result by just folding both of these sides inward. See, that's that fold that we just made. They're going to fold in toward each other. But again, you can also just fold it like the pages of a book, flip it over, do the same thing on this other side. So then you've got this long fox face is what I think of when I look at that. And you've already got a little bit of a crease right here. You're going to use that to take, again, just the top layer and fold that bottom point all the way up to meet the top. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, just like in previous steps. And just like we folded the pages of a book a minute ago, we're going to do the same thing. So that last fold we made, we're going to leave it there, but flip a page of a book, turn the whole thing over, and flip the page of a book. Now, I wasn't very symmetrical on this one, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. We're nearly done. So at this point, you can see this is kind of the simpler side of what we just did. It's not what we just folded, that is. We flipped it over, and where we can see that fold is actually the underside of the wing. So we're going to fold the wing down and crease. You can see right here, it's got a natural spot to fold that wing down. Again, turn it over, do the same thing on the other side. Those are the wings of the crane, and we're nearly done. Now here, this one already looks like it wants to be a head. So I'm going to fold that down for the head of my crane and bring the wings out a little bit. I'm going to kind of loosen things up, and then you can gently pull out on the wings to give the crane a body. And you've got your origami crane. Well done.